If your business purchases items ready for resale, keeps them in inventory, and then sells them, QuickBooks can track the current number in stock and the value of your inventory after each purchase and sale. When you use QuickBooks inventory tracking, you always know your current quantities on hand, and you can easily keep track of the income you receive from the resale of inventory items. This tutorial shows you how to enable the inventory feature and set up your inventory items. Let's say you run a tennis shop and stock a variety of tennis equipment and accessories that you want to track in QuickBooks. First, make sure that the inventory preference is turned on. Start by choosing Preferences from the Edit menu. Scroll down the list and choose Purchases and Vendors. Click the Company Preferences tab. In the Purchase Orders and Inventory section, click Inventory and Purchase Orders are active to enable the inventory feature. You can also choose how you want quantity available calculated, and if you want to be warned when selling insufficient inventory. Click OK. Before you can set up your inventory in QuickBooks, you need to do a physical inventory so that you have a record of the quantity on hand for each inventory item you carry. Also, check your records to assess the total value of each item in stock. In other words, how much you paid for each item. Now you're ready to set up your inventory items in QuickBooks. On the home page, in the Company section, click Items and Services. When the item list opens, click Item. Click New. With the New Item form open, you're ready to set up your first inventory item, in this case, the Volkov 2 tennis racket. You have 10 of them in stock, and the total value of the stock is $500. Start by choosing Inventory Part from the Type list. Click the Item Name Number field and type Volkov 2 tennis racket. Then press Tab on your keyboard. Type Volkov 2 tennis racket and press Tab on your keyboard. Type Volkov 2 tennis racket and in the Purchase Information area, type the item description you would use on a purchase order. When you press Tab on your keyboard, this description is copied to the Sales Transaction area. The information that appears in the Sales Transaction area appears on sales receipts and invoices. If you'd like, you can change the description to provide information that's appropriate for your customers. Note that you can also enter the manufacturer's part number, MPN, in QuickBooks. If the price you pay doesn't change frequently, you can associate the item with a purchase price so that you don't have to re-enter the price each time you order more. The cost in this field is only used to pre-fill the cost on a purchase order. If your costs vary, you can leave it blank here and enter the information when you fill out your purchase order. Click the Cost field and type 50, then press Tab on your keyboard. The Cost of Goods Sold account is used by QuickBooks to track the cost to you of the inventory items you've sold. If you usually order from the same vendor, you can associate the item with a vendor. The sales price is the price you charge your customers. Click the Sales Price field and type 62. Then press Tab on your keyboard. Choose an income account. For this example, we'll choose Merchandise. Inventory information lets QuickBooks know how much inventory you currently have on hand. Because inventory on hand is an asset, the value of your inventory is held in an Inventory Asset account. Click the On Hand field and type 10. Then press Tab on your keyboard. Note that QuickBooks has calculated the total value for you, based on the cost and the number on hand that you entered. Click OK to enter the item and close the New Item form, or click Next to enter the item and repeat the process for additional inventory items. In this example, click OK. That's it. You've entered a new inventory part item. If you also sell products you don't track as inventory, such as a custom racket, choose Non-Inventory Part. For non-inventory part items, QuickBooks does not track purchase information or stock status. Here are some tips for setting up inventory items. Set up an item for each kind of good you have on hand. You can use names or part numbers to identify the items, including the manufacturer's part number. If you want QuickBooks to remind you to order more of an item, fill in the Reorder Point field. When the quantity on hand for that item reaches this amount, a reminder will display on your reminders list. To learn more about QuickBooks, go back to the Learning Center and select another tutorial from the list.